I think the big trend is that nobody really likes 3D. Everybody thinks 3D is the thing of the past and another trend that didn't go so well. And there's certain things that are not going so well in 3D, that's true. Because I think the problem still is the glasses, right? People have to wear the glasses, so it's not taking off as many people would have expected. But on the other side, actually 3D is doing quite well. In the theaters, it's doing quite well. It's very well doing in Blu-rays, 3D Blu-rays. And also the TV sets that are being sold at the moment, they are all actually 3D enabled. People might not be using them as 3D TVs, but actually the penetration of 3D TVs is faster than HD at its time 10 years ago. Well, but the danger is nobody's watching because there's no broadcasters. Broadcasters are not investing in 3D because there's not enough viewers, so it's a little bit of a catch-22. So that means if you like 3D and if you want content, you have to kind of look for on-demand, you have to search out and find the sources for it, buy 3D Blu-rays, go into the cinemas. So that's the trend, the current thing that we see now. However, what's interesting is in 3 or 4 years we'll have 3D TVs without glasses. So you have the new big shiny TVs, you don't need glasses and you see the 3D. And that's why I think it's very important for the filmmakers to keep an eye on 3D, to kind of play around with the medium, get familiar with some of the technology, because I think it will take off at that point. Right. So at the moment, 3D is a relatively small market for documentary makers. You can maybe recoup $100,000-$200,000, but if you have a larger documentary, that's probably not the best place to start. Next very important takeaway point is 2D is still the much larger market. That's where 99% of the viewership, 99% of the license fees are. So if I were you as a documentary maker, I would start to pitch it as a 2D project and get the 2D money just like any time else before. But then think about it, why don't I upgrade the project into 3D and pay a little bit extra in budget, but then also make another $100,000 extra in license revenues. So I think also depends on the genre, right? So if you have a few stories, maybe social engagement and social issues and personal stories, those are maybe not so suited for 3D. I'm the first one to admit that you have to have a visually appealing kind of story. So wildlife, nature is good. Animation obviously is good. Some education makes sense in 3D, where you visualize things, right? That kind of makes sense. Maybe even some arts, dance and sculptures, anything that have like some sort of dimensionality. In my bias, so I'm like I said, I'm a distributor of 3D content, so I sell 3D content. My bias are not what the traditional 2D buyers are. So I have a few broadcasters, not many, but most of them are VOD companies, Blu-ray labels, like I said before, but also the TV makers themselves. So I sell to Samsung, to LG, and companies like that directly to the TV makers because they need 3D content. Right? Yeah, the world is in 3D, right? The world is in color, the world is in sound. So of course, sound takes over from silent. Black and white is being substituted by color, and I think 2D and 3D, there's a similar kind of dynamic. Technology will take a few more years, but we'll be at that stage eventually.